Everyone thinks they already know how FIFA World Cup 2026 is going to unfold. Fans are making predictions, analysts are ranking favorites, and social media is filled with debates about which nation will lift the trophy. Some believe Argentina will repeat their success. Others are convinced that France's incredible depth makes them unstoppable. Many are backing Brazil because of their endless talent. England fans think their golden generation is finally ready. Spain supporters believe a new era of dominance is about to begin. But what if almost everyone is making the same mistake? What if the biggest belief football fans have about FIFA 2026 is completely wrong? Because there is one lie that millions of fans continue to believe before every World Cup. A lie that sounds logical. A lie that seems obvious. A lie repeated by experts, journalists, and even former players. Yet history proves again and again that this belief is one of the most dangerous traps in football. And if fans continue believing it, they are going to be shocked when FIFA 2026 finally arrives. The biggest lie football fans believe about FIFA 2026 is that the best team on paper will win the World Cup. It sounds reasonable, doesn't it? After all, if a nation has the best players, the highest squad value, the biggest stars, and the strongest depth, surely they should win. That's how many people judge tournaments. They compare squads, calculate market values, and count world-class players. Then they assume the strongest roster automatically means the highest chance of success. But the World Cup has never worked that way. In fact, some of the greatest squads in football history never won anything. Some of the most talented teams ever assembled collapsed under pressure. Meanwhile, teams that were considered outsiders have repeatedly shocked the world. The World Cup doesn't care about reputation. It doesn't care about transfer fees. It doesn't care about social media followers or Ballon d'Or rankings. It only cares about what happens on the pitch for a few intense weeks. Take Argentina in 2022. Before the tournament began, many people considered them contenders, but not everyone thought they were the strongest squad. France had more depth. Brazil had more attacking options. England had one of the most expensive squads in football. Yet Argentina found a way to win. Why? Because tournaments are not won by talent alone. They are won by mentality, chemistry, leadership, adaptability, and sometimes even a little bit of luck. Argentina had a group of players willing to fight for each other. They had belief. They had momentum. Most importantly, they knew how to respond when things went wrong. After losing their opening game against Saudi Arabia, many teams would have panicked. Argentina didn't. They grew stronger. That resilience became one of the biggest reasons they became champions. Now think about some of football's most famous failures. The England Golden Generation featured players like Beckham, Gerrard, Lampard, Rooney, Terry, Ferdinand, and Ashley Cole. On paper, they looked unstoppable. Fans expected trophies. The media predicted success. Yet they never won a major tournament. Why? Because football isn't played on paper. Chemistry matters. Tactics matter. Mentality matters. The ability to perform under pressure matters. Having great players means nothing if they cannot function as a united team when the stakes are highest. This is exactly why FIFA 2026 could produce surprises that nobody sees coming. Every 4 years, fans convince themselves that football has become predictable. They look at squad values and assume the richest teams will dominate. Then, reality arrives. A giant falls, an underdog rises. A favorite crashes out. Suddenly, everyone is asking the same question. How did nobody see this coming? The answer is simple. They believed the lie that talent guarantees success. Another reason this lie is so dangerous is because modern football is becoming more competitive every year. The gap between traditional powers and emerging nations is shrinking. Countries that were once considered easy opponents now possess elite coaching, advanced tactical systems, and talented players competing in Europe's top leagues. Morocco's incredible run to the semi-finals shocked the world, but it shouldn't have. They were organized, disciplined, and fearless. Croatia reached a World Cup final and followed it with another deep tournament run. Japan continues to improve. African nations are becoming stronger. Teams across Asia and North America are developing faster than ever before. FIFA 2026 will feature more teams than any previous World Cup, creating even more opportunities for surprises and chaos. Many fans also believe another lie, that historical success guarantees future success. Brazil has won 5 World Cups, so people automatically assume they will always be contenders. Germany's history makes fans believe they can never stay down for long. Argentina's recent triumph makes some people think they are destined for another deep run. But football doesn't work that way. Every tournament creates its own story. Every generation faces different challenges. Past trophies cannot score goals in the present. History can inspire players, but it cannot win matches. Some nations become trapped by their own success because expectations become overwhelming. The pressure to live up to past achievements can actually become a weakness. Look at Brazil. Every World Cup begins with fans predicting glory. They have incredible talent. They produce stars every generation. Yet their last World Cup triumph came in 2002. Since then, they have suffered painful disappointments despite entering multiple tournaments as favorites. Why? Because expectations and reality are two different things. Talent alone cannot solve every problem. Tactical weaknesses, psychological pressure, and difficult opponents can destroy even the strongest teams. Then there is the belief that star players decide World Cups on their own. Fans love creating narratives around superstars. Many people think FIFA 2026 will simply come down to which famous player performs best. But football remains a team sport. Even the greatest players in history needed support. Lionel Messi needed an exceptional Argentina team around him. Cristiano Ronaldo has never won a World Cup despite being one of the greatest players ever. Neymar's brilliance was never enough to carry Brazil all the way. Individual talent can change games, but tournaments are usually won by complete teams. This misconception becomes especially dangerous when discussing young stars. Every tournament creates new heroes before a ball is even kicked. Fans become convinced that a certain player is destined to dominate. Expectations grow. Pressure increases. Suddenly, one footballer is carrying the hopes of an entire nation. Yet, World Cups rarely follow scripts. Injuries happen. Form changes. Opponents adapt. Football has a way of humbling predictions. The player everyone expects to shine may struggle, while an unexpected hero emerges from nowhere. Perhaps the biggest reason fans believe these lies is because certainty feels comfortable. People want simple answers. They want clear favorites. They want to believe the strongest squad will win because it makes football easier to understand. But the beauty of the World Cup is that it refuses to follow simple logic. It is unpredictable by nature. One red card can change a tournament. One injury can alter history. One penalty shootout can eliminate a favorite. The margins are incredibly small. That's what makes the World Cup special. If outcomes were determined by squad value and star power, there would be no reason to watch. FIFA 2026 may be even more unpredictable than previous tournaments because of its expanded format. More teams mean more variables. More variables mean more opportunities for surprises. Traditional powers may face unfamiliar opponents. Smaller nations will have greater chances to gain momentum. The path to the trophy could become far more complicated than fans expect. Teams that adapt quickly will have an advantage. Teams that underestimate opponents could find themselves in serious trouble. Another massive lie football fans believe is that momentum before a tournament guarantees success during the tournament. Every World Cup features teams entering with impressive winning streaks. Fans see strong qualifying campaigns and assume success is inevitable. Yet football history is filled with examples of dominant teams collapsing when the pressure increased. Tournament football is different from qualification. The intensity is higher. The margins are smaller. Every mistake becomes more costly. Some teams thrive in these conditions, others struggle. Predicting which teams will handle pressure effectively is much harder than simply looking at recent results. Mentality may ultimately become the most important factor at FIFA 2026. The teams that remain calm during difficult moments often outperform more talented opponents. We've seen it repeatedly. Croatia reaching finals and semifinals. Argentina recovering from setbacks. Underdogs refusing to fear famous opponents. Mental strength transforms good teams into dangerous teams. It allows players to perform when millions are watching. It helps teams survive adversity. And unlike talent, mentality often goes unnoticed until the most important moments arrive. This is why FIFA 2026 will almost certainly produce outcomes that surprise football fans. Some favorites will disappoint. Some outsiders will exceed expectations. A few stars will struggle. New heroes will emerge. Narratives will be destroyed and rebuilt. The tournament will remind everyone why football remains the world's most unpredictable sport. And when those surprises happen, many people will once again ask how they failed to see them coming. The answer will be the same as always. They believe the biggest lie in football. They believe the strongest squad automatically wins. They believed reputation guarantees success. They believed history determines the future. They believed star players can carry entire nations by themselves. They believed football follows logic. But the World Cup has spent decades proving otherwise. The truth is that FIFA 2026 will not be won by the team with the best social media hype. It will not be won by the nation with the most expensive squad. It will not be won by the team everyone predicts today. It will be won by the team that handles pressure better than everyone else. The team that adapts when plans fail. The team that remains united during difficult moments. The team that takes advantage of opportunities when they appear. The team that survives the chaos that every World Cup inevitably creates. So when you hear people confidently declaring who will win FIFA 2026, remember this. Football history is full of experts who were wrong. It is full of favorites who failed. It is full of underdogs who shocked the world. The biggest lie football fans believe about FIFA 2026 is that they already know how the story ends. In reality, nobody knows. And that's exactly why the World Cup remains the greatest tournament in sports. Because when the first whistle blows, predictions stop mattering. Reputations disappear. Expectations become meaningless. And for a few unforgettable weeks, anything becomes possible. That's the truth football fans should remember before FIFA 2026 begins.